In a cozy little cottage nestled between rolling green hills lived Farmer Giles and his kind wife, Martha. Their home was filled with the sweet scent of Martha's baking and the gentle sounds of Farmer Giles tending his fields. But a quiet longing often settled over them. They wished for a child, a little one to fill their lives with laughter and joy, more than anything else in the world.
Martha. Farmer Giles wishes Martha could hear the song and the birds chirping today. It reminds Farmer Giles of how much Farmer Giles wishes for a little one to share these beautiful mornings with us.
Martha agrees with Farmer Giles. Martha's heart aches for a tiny pair of shoes by the door, a little voice calling for Martha. Martha truly hopes our wish comes true someday.
One morning, as the sun painted the sky in soft oranges and pinks, a miracle unfolded right before their very eyes. A tiny, perfect boy, no bigger than Farmer Giles's thumb, appeared as if by magic, nestled gently on a dew-kissed leaf by their window.
Martha, Martha, look at this. Farmer Giles cannot believe what Farmer Giles sees.
Oh, Farmer Giles! A baby! A tiny, wonderful little boy. Martha's wish has come true. Martha will name him Finn.
Their hearts swelled with an overwhelming love for their surprising new son, Finn, who would forever be known as Tom Thumb to the world. Farmer Giles and Martha scooped up their tiny son, Finn, with the utmost care, their faces beaming with a joy they had never known. Finn was so incredibly small, yet his spirit shone brightly from his sparkling eyes. They brought him inside, preparing a soft, warm bed in an empty matchbox, lined with the finest velvet Martha could find.
Oh, Finn. Martha will make sure Finn is always warm and cozy. Martha loves Finn so very much, my little one.
Farmer Giles will protect Finn and teach Finn all about the farm. Farmer Giles is so proud to be Finn's father, Martha. Thank you for making our dream a reality, Martha.
Finn quickly adapted to his small size, exploring the world from a unique perspective. He loved to climb the sturdy stalks of sunflowers in the garden and race along the winding paths of the kitchen table. His tiny voice, though small, carried a surprising clarity and cheerfulness.
Finn loves exploring. Finn can see so much from up here on the sunflower, Martha. Finn wonders what is beyond the garden fence, Farmer Giles. Martha is so glad Finn is happy, Finn. Just be careful, my brave little adventurer. Martha always wants Finn to be safe.
Farmer Giles knows Finn is a clever boy. Farmer Giles will always watch out for Finn, Martha. Farmer Giles and Martha are the luckiest parents in the world.
Finn grew quickly, not in size, but in wit and adventurous spirit. He was always eager to help his parents, even if his contributions had to be made in unconventional ways. Farmer Giles found Finn's clever ideas surprisingly helpful around the farm, making their tasks lighter and their days brighter. Finn's presence transformed their quiet home into a hub of tiny adventures and big smiles.
Farmer Giles. Finn thinks Finn can help Farmer Giles with the plowing today. Finn has an idea.
Oh, Finn. Farmer Giles always appreciates Finn's eagerness to help. What is Finn's clever idea today, little one?
Finn, perched on Farmer Giles's shoulder, whispered his plan. Farmer Giles's eyes lit up with amusement and admiration. It was a simple, yet brilliant idea that only someone as tiny and quick-witted as Finn could conceive. Martha watched from the cottage door, a gentle smile gracing her lips, proud of her extraordinary son.
Martha knows Finn will be a great help to Farmer Giles. Finn is such a resourceful boy, Farmer Giles. Martha just knows Finn will make Farmer Giles's work easier. Finn will do Finn's best, Martha. Farmer Giles, Finn is ready for the adventure to begin.
Farmer Giles has no doubt about Finn's ability. Finn, let's go, my little hero.
The next morning, Farmer Giles hitched his trusty horse Willow to the plow. Willow was a gentle mare with a shiny brown coat and a long, flowing mane. The sun was warm on their backs, and the freshly turned earth smelled rich and welcoming. Finn, after much convincing, was carefully placed into Willow's ear. It was a perfect cozy spot for him, and he could hear everything around him with crystal clarity.
Now, Willow. Farmer Giles needs Willow to pull steady and true today. Finn will be our guide, Martha.
Martha knows Willow is a good horse, Farmer Giles. Martha trusts Willow completely. And Finn, please be careful inside Willow's ear, little one. Finn is perfectly safe, Martha. Finn can hear everything so clearly from here. Willow has such a warm ear.
From his unique vantage point, Finn could see the furrows in the field far better than Farmer Giles could from the ground. With his tiny, clear voice, he began to call out directions to Willow, his words echoing softly inside her ear. Willow, surprisingly, seemed to understand his commands and responded with gentle nudges and turns.
Left a little. Willow. Just a tiny bit, Willow. Perfect. Willow, keep going straight for Farmer Giles.
Willow neighed softly, gently shaking her head, acknowledging Finn's instructions, her ears twitching with concentration as she followed his tiny, precise commands, making the plowing remarkably straight. Farmer Giles watched in amazement as Willow, guided by Finn's tiny voice, plowed the field with an unusual precision. He had never seen his faithful horse work with such focused attention. Finn's instructions were clear and unwavering, a steady stream of encouragement and direction that only Willow could hear. The warm sun beat down, and the rhythm of their work filled the air.
Farmer Giles can't believe it, Martha. Finn is truly a marvel. Willow listens to Finn as if Finn were a seasoned farmer.
Martha told Farmer Giles that Finn was clever. Martha knew Finn would find a way to help Farmer Giles. Finn makes Martha so proud. Straight on, Willow. A little more to the right, Willow. That's it, Willow. Finn sees Farmer Giles smiling.
Willow neighed happily and gave a soft whicker, her strong legs moving steadily across the field. She seemed to enjoy the gentle guidance from her tiny passenger, her ears occasionally flicking back to ensure she didn't miss a single word. The field was being plowed faster than ever, with rows straighter than Farmer Giles had ever managed before.
Farmer Giles has never had such straight furrows before, Finn. Finn is making Farmer Giles's work so much easier. Thank you, Finn.
Finn is happy to help Farmer Giles. Finn loves being Farmer Giles's little helper, and Willow is doing such a good job.
As the afternoon sun began its slow descent, painting the sky with streaks of orange and purple, the field lay perfectly plowed. Farmer Giles carefully lifted Finn from Willow's ear, placing him gently on his palm. Willow nudged Finn with her soft muzzle, as if to say thank you for his excellent guidance. The air was filled with the earthy scent of the soil and the sweet perfume of nearby wildflowers.
Finn, Farmer Giles is so impressed. Finn helped Farmer Giles finish the plowing in record time. Farmer Giles couldn't have done it without Finn.
Finn had so much fun, Farmer Giles. Willow is such a good listener. Finn loves helping Farmer Giles and Willow. Martha has made warm milk and fresh honey cake for Farmer Giles and Finn. Martha thinks Farmer Giles and Finn deserve a treat after such hard work.
Finn's tiny tummy rumbled at the thought of honey cake. He scampered onto Farmer Giles's shoulder, eager to get back to the cottage. This was just one of many ways Finn found to contribute, proving that even the smallest hands could make the biggest difference. His laughter tinkled in the evening air as they walked home.
Yummy! Finn loves Martha's honey cake. Finn can't wait to tell Martha all about Finn's adventure in Willow's ear.
Farmer Giles thinks Finn deserves an extra slice, Martha. Finn is Farmer Giles's best little farmhand.
Life with Finn was always full of surprises and tiny wonders. Every day brought a new adventure, a new discovery for the small boy. One particularly blustery afternoon, Martha decided to bake her famous plum pudding, a sweet, rich dessert that always warmed the soul. the kitchen filled with a delicious aroma of cinnamon, nutmeg, and stewed plums, making Finn's tiny nose twitch with delight.
Finn, Martha is making Martha's special plum pudding today. Would Finn like to help Martha stir the batter? Oh yes, Martha. Finn loves plum pudding. Finn will help Martha with the stirring. Finn's favorite part is the sweet smell.
Martha carefully lifted Finn onto the edge of the large mixing bowl, a spoon almost as big as he was in his tiny hands. He giggled as he stirred, the thick, warm batter swirling around the bowl. The rich, fruity scent enveloped him, making him feel happy and content. He was so focused on his task, humming a little tune, that he didn't notice the slippery edge of the bowl.
That's it, Finn, good and slow. Martha thinks Finn is a wonderful little helper. Finn is trying Finn's best, Martha. Finn wants to make the best plum pudding for Martha and Farmer Giles.
Suddenly, with a tiny whoops, Finn lost his footing. The world spun for a moment, and then he landed with a soft, warm plop right into the middle of the sticky, sweet pudding batter. Finn found himself completely submerged in the warm, sticky pudding batter. It was thick and smelled wonderfully sweet, but it was also a bit overwhelming. He thrashed his tiny arms and legs, trying to get out, but the batter clung to him like a sweet, fragrant blanket. Martha, humming a tune and thinking of the delicious dessert, didn't notice Finn's plight. She reached for the bowl, ready to place it in the hot oven.
Help, Martha! Finn is stuck. Finn is in the pudding. Oh, this pudding is looking simply perfect. Martha thinks Farmer Giles will love this evening's treat.
Just as Martha slid the heavy pudding bowl into the preheated oven, a tiny, muffled voice pierced through the rich scent of plums and spice. It was Finn, his voice a little squeaky from the heat, but clear enough to be heard.
Mama, Martha, it's hot in here. Finn is getting cooked. Goodness gracious, Martha hears a voice. Where is that coming from? Is that Finn?
Martha gasped, her eyes wide with alarm. She quickly pulled the pudding bowl back out of the oven, her heart pounding. She peered into the warm, bubbling batter. The heat was intensifying, and she knew she had to act fast. Martha's hands trembled as she pulled the heavy pudding bowl from the oven. The warmth radiating from the dessert was intense, and her worry for Finn grew with each passing second. She carefully pushed aside the sticky, sweet batter, her eyes scanning for any sign of her tiny son. The rich, sweet scent now felt a little too strong, tinged with a hint of fear. She heard Finn's tiny voice again, a little softer this time.
It's getting really warm, Martha. Finn thinks Finn might melt. Oh, Finn, Martha is so sorry. Martha is coming to find Finn right now. Just hold on, little one.
With a gentle scoop, Martha found him. Finn emerged from the batter, covered head to toe in delicious sticky pudding, but perfectly safe and, to Martha's immense relief, giggling. He looked like a tiny, living gingerbread man, his face smeared with plum and spice. Martha carefully wiped him clean, holding him close to her heart.
That was a warm bath, Martha. Finn smells like plums now. Finn is glad Martha found Finn. Martha is so relieved. Finn. Martha must be more careful when Finn helps in the kitchen. Martha loves Finn so much. My little plum pudding.
Farmer Giles, drawn by the commotion, rushed into the kitchen, his face etched with concern. He saw Finn, sticky but smiling, and Martha holding him tight, a mix of relief and amusement on her face. Farmer Giles stood in the doorway, his eyes quickly assessing the scene. Martha, wide-eyed with relief, holding a very sticky but very happy Finn. The plum pudding, slightly disturbed but still smelling wonderful, sat on the counter. The kitchen air still held the warm, sweet aroma, but now it was mixed with the fresh scent of relief. Farmer Giles let out a sigh he hadn't realized he was holding.
Martha! Finn! Is Finn all right, Martha? Farmer Giles heard Finn's cries.
Finn is perfectly fine, Farmer Giles. Just a little warm and very sticky. Martha found Finn just in time, Farmer Giles. What a fright Finn gave Martha. Finn is fine, Farmer Giles. Finn was just having a warm plum bath. Finn is not hurt, Farmer Giles.
Farmer Giles chuckled, a deep, rumbling sound that filled the kitchen. He knew that life with Finn would never be dull, always full of unexpected twists and turns. He joined Martha, giving Finn a gentle pat on his pudding-covered head. The incident, though alarming at first, quickly became another cherished story in the family's growing collection of Finn's adventures.
Farmer Giles thinks Finn might be the sweetest-smelling boy in the whole county. Farmer Giles is so glad Finn is safe and sound, Martha.
Martha agrees, Farmer Giles, and perhaps Finn should stick to helping Martha with the stirring outside the bowl next time. Martha loves Finn, but Finn made Martha's heart skip a beat.
Finn giggled, wiping a smudge of pudding from his cheek, already thinking about his next clever escapade.
Days turned into weeks, and Finn's adventurous spirit continued to blossom. He loved to explore, his tiny feet carrying him to every corner of the farm. One sunny afternoon, the air buzzing with busy bees and the chirping of crickets, Finn found himself near the winding river that bordered Farmer Giles's property. The water sparkled invitingly, and smooth, colorful pebbles lay scattered along the bank, catching his curious eye.
Oh, Finn sees such shiny rocks. Finn wonders if Finn can find a special one for Martha.
He carefully made his way closer to the water's edge, enchanted by the gentle gurgle of the flowing river. A large, dark shadow suddenly appeared beneath the surface. It was Gulper, a big, hungry fish known for his insatiable appetite. Gulper's eyes were fixed on something small and interesting near the bank. Finn, completely absorbed in his pebble hunt, didn't notice the approaching danger.
Gulper sees a little something tasty wiggling near the bank. Gulper is very hungry today.
This blue one is so pretty. Martha will love this for Martha's collection.
With a sudden, swift movement, Gulper darted forward. Before Finn could even react, he felt a rush of water, a sudden darkness, and then a surprising, wet journey. Gulper had gobbled Finn right up in one gulp. The world outside vanished, replaced by a dark, somewhat squishy, and surprisingly quiet space.
Whoa, Finn is inside something. Finn wonders what kind of adventure this is.
Inside Gulper's tummy, it was dark and a little slimy, but not nearly as scary as one might imagine. Finn, ever the adventurer, found a small, relatively dry spot and sat down to assess his unusual predicament. He could hear the gentle sloshing of water around him and the distant gurgle of Gulper's digestion. It was certainly a unique experience, and Finn's curiosity quickly replaced any fear. He wondered what Gulper would do next.
Well, this is certainly an interesting new room. Finn wonders if Gulper has any nice furniture in here. It's a bit dark for Finn to read.
Burp! Gulper is feeling much fuller now. Gulper thinks Gulper will swim around a bit more before Gulper looks for more food.
Gulper, completely unaware of the tiny, clever passenger in his belly, continued swimming leisurely through the river, enjoying his unexpected snack. Finn, meanwhile, was already planning his next move. He knew he couldn't stay inside Gulper forever. He tried gently tickling Gulper's insides, hoping to encourage him to open his mouth. He then decided to try a different approach.
Hello, Gulper. Finn hopes Gulper is enjoying Finn's visit. Finn wonders if Gulper could take Finn for a swim towards the shore.
Huh? Gulper thought Gulper heard a tiny voice. Gulper must be imagining things. Gulper needs a nap.
Gulper yawned, his large mouth opening and closing briefly under the water, creating a small current inside. Finn held on tight, waiting for his chance, hoping someone would come along. Meanwhile, the sun climbed higher, casting dappled light on the river's surface. A little downstream, a friendly fisherman named Barnaby was casting his net. Barnaby was a patient man, known for his kindness and his knack for finding the biggest fish. He whistled a merry tune as he worked, enjoying the peaceful quiet of the river. His net glinted in the sun, waiting for a catch.
Barnaby feels lucky today. Barnaby hopes Barnaby catches a good big fish for Elsie and Barnaby's supper.
Suddenly, Barnaby felt a strong tug on his net. It was a big one. With a grunt of effort, he began to pull it in, his muscles straining. The net emerged from the water, sparkling with droplets, and inside it was none other than Gulper, still blissfully unaware of his tiny passenger, but now very much caught. Gulper thrashed about, trying to escape Barnaby's strong net.
What a catch! Barnaby has never seen such a fine fish. Elsie will be so pleased with this one.
Oh no, Gulper is caught. Gulper does not want to be dinner. Gulper wants to keep swimming.
Barnaby carefully placed Gulper into his basket, and with a satisfied smile, he packed up his gear. He couldn't wait to show Elsie, his wife, the magnificent fish he had caught. He started his walk home, whistling an even merrier tune, the basket swaying gently beside him. Finn, still inside Gulper, could feel the bumpy journey and wondered what would happen next.
Finn thinks this is an exciting new development. Finn hopes Barnaby is a good fisherman. Finn wonders where Barnaby is taking Gulper.
Welcome to Go Readling Stories. Tom Thumb. Barnaby arrived home, his basket heavy and his heart light. He called out to his wife, Elsie, her kitchen filled with the scent of freshly baked bread. Elsie was a practical woman, always busy, but with a warm smile for Barnaby. She bustled out to greet him, her eyes widening at the sight of the enormous fish.
Elsie, look what Barnaby caught today. Barnaby thinks this will make a wonderful dinner for Elsie and Barnaby tonight.
Goodness gracious, Barnaby. That is truly a prize-winning fish. Elsie will prepare Gulper for supper immediately. Elsie hasn't seen a fish that big in ages.
Elsie carefully took Gulper into the kitchen. She sharpened her knife, ready to clean the fish for their evening meal. The air was filled with the sounds of her preparations, the clinking of pots and pans, and the soft thud of the cutting board. Finn, inside Gulper, could feel the movements and hear the sounds from the outside world getting closer. He knew his moment to escape was approaching. He braced himself, ready for anything.
Finn hears sounds. Finn thinks Finn's adventure is about to take another turn. Finn wonders if Elsie is a good cook.
Elsie just needs to open Gulper up, and then Gulper will be ready for the pan. Barnaby will be so pleased with Elsie's cooking.
As Elsie made the first cut, Finn felt a sudden jolt. The dark world around him began to open up, and a sliver of light appeared. This was his chance. With a quick, decisive movement, Elsie sliced open Gulper the fish. As the fish's belly parted, a tiny, surprising figure popped out. It was Finn, covered in fish slime but otherwise unharmed, blinking in the sudden bright light of the kitchen. Elsie gasped, dropping her knife with a clang, her eyes wide with utter astonishment. Barnaby, hearing the commotion, rushed back into the kitchen, his jaw dropping when he saw Finn.
Hello, Elsie. Finn is glad to be out of Gulper. Finn thinks Gulper was a rather cramped host. A talking boy! A tiny talking boy! Barnaby, look! Elsie can't believe Elsie's eyes.
Barnaby sees him, Elsie. Barnaby has never caught anything like Finn before. Is Finn a river sprite, Elsie?
Finn, shaking off the last bits of fish, grinned up at the stunned couple. He quickly explained his predicament, telling them about his accidental fall into the river and Gulper's hungry gulp. Barnaby and Elsie, once over their shock, were delighted by the little adventurer. They offered him warm milk and a tiny crumb of Elsie's delicious bread.
Finn is not a river sprite, Barnaby. Finn is Finn, and Finn lives with Farmer Giles and Martha. Finn just had a very exciting adventure.
Elsie thinks Finn needs to get back to Farmer Giles and Martha. Elsie can help Finn find Farmer Giles and Martha.
Barnaby and Elsie listened intently as Finn recounted his adventures inside Gulper, his tiny voice filled with cheerful enthusiasm. They were utterly charmed by the brave little boy. Elsie quickly prepared a small, warm bath for Finn, while Barnaby sent a message to Farmer Giles and Martha, letting them know Finn was safe. The aroma of clean soap filled the air, replacing the fishy smell. Finn splashed happily in a thimble-sized tub.
Elsie can't imagine how worried Farmer Giles and Martha must be for Finn. Elsie is so glad Finn is safe and sound with Elsie and Barnaby.
Finn hopes Farmer Giles and Martha are not too worried. Finn knew Finn would be okay. Finn is very good at adventures.
Barnaby has sent word, Elsie. Farmer Giles and Martha will be here soon. Barnaby thinks Finn is the bravest little person Barnaby has ever met.
Soon, Farmer Giles and Martha arrived, their faces etched with worry, which instantly transformed into immense relief and joy when they saw their tiny son clean and smiling. Martha swept Finn into a gentle embrace, her eyes welling with happy tears. Farmer Giles clapped Barnaby on the shoulder, profusely thanking him and Elsie for their kindness. The air was thick with gratitude and happiness.
Oh, Finn! Martha was so worried about Finn. Martha is so relieved to see Finn.
Barnaby, Elsie, Farmer Giles cannot thank Barnaby and Elsie enough for looking after Finn. Farmer Giles is eternally grateful.
The reunion was a heartwarming sight. Martha held Finn close, showering him with kisses, while Farmer Giles expressed his profound gratitude to Barnaby and Elsie. The kitchen was suddenly filled with happy chatter, the clinking of teacups, and the gentle laughter of friends. Finn, safe in his mother's arms, felt the comforting warmth of home and love. Even though his adventure wasn't quite over yet, he knew Farmer Giles and Martha would be so happy to have Finn back.
Finn missed Farmer Giles and Martha. Finn had a very big adventure, Martha. Gulper was a very big fish.
Martha can tell Finn had a big adventure, Finn. Martha is just glad Finn is home and safe with Martha. Martha heard Barnaby explain Finn's story.
Farmer Giles is just so thankful for Barnaby and Elsie. Farmer Giles thinks Barnaby and Elsie are wonderful neighbors, Martha. Farmer Giles will send Barnaby and Elsie a basket of fresh apples tomorrow.
After a cup of warm tea and many hugs, Farmer Giles and Martha decided it was time to head home. As they stepped out into the twilight, a soft, inviting breeze rustled the leaves of the trees. Finn, now perched safely on Farmer Giles's shoulder, looked back at Barnaby and Elsie, waving his tiny hand.
Come back and visit Elsie and Barnaby anytime, Finn. Elsie would love to hear more of Finn's adventures.
And next time, Finn, Barnaby will try not to catch Finn in a fish.
As Farmer Giles and Martha walked home, the evening sky a canvas of deep blues and twinkling stars, Finn felt a sudden urge for one last small adventure before settling back into his cozy matchbox bed. He spotted a quiet, overgrown lane branching off the main path, its shadows beckoning with untold secrets. He gently tugged on Farmer Giles's ear, a mischievous glint in his eye.
Farmer Giles, Finn sees an interesting path. Finn wonders what is down that lane. Finn wants to explore it, Farmer Giles.
Oh, Finn. Farmer Giles thinks Finn has had enough adventures for one day. Farmer Giles wants Finn safely home with Martha. It's getting late, Finn.
Martha agrees with Farmer Giles, Finn. Martha thinks Finn needs a good night's rest after such a big day. Martha has Finn's matchbox bed all ready.
But Finn, with his adventurous heart, was already halfway down the lane, his tiny legs moving quickly. He promised to be quick, just a peek. Farmer Giles and Martha, knowing Finn's spirited nature, decided to follow him, keeping a watchful eye. The lane was indeed quiet, lined with tall hedges that rustled softly in the gentle breeze, smelling of damp earth and night-blooming jasmine.
Finn will be super fast, Farmer Giles. Finn just wants to see what's around the bend. Finn promises.
Martha will keep a close eye on Finn, Farmer Giles. Finn is a good boy, but Finn loves to explore.
As Finn scampered further down the quiet lane, Farmer Giles and Martha followed at a leisurely pace, enjoying the peaceful evening air. Suddenly, Finn stopped, his tiny ears perked. He could hear hushed whispers coming from behind a thick, overgrown hedge. Two shadowy figures were crouching there, their voices low and furtive. Finn, with his excellent hearing, edged closer, hiding in a tiny crack in the wall, his curiosity piqued.
He smelled old leather and damp earth.
Reginald thinks this is the perfect spot, Bartholomew. Reginald is sure the treasure map says under the old oak by the lane. Reginald can almost taste the gold.
Bartholomew agrees with Reginald. Bartholomew just hopes no one sees Reginald and Bartholomew digging. Bartholomew gets nervous easily.
Finn realized they were two rather clumsy men, Reginald and Bartholomew, clearly up to no good, whispering about a hidden treasure. A mischievous grin spread across Finn's face. He knew exactly what to do. His tiny voice, though small, had a way of carrying when he wanted it to. He decided to have a little fun with Reginald and Bartholomew.
Finn can hear Reginald and Bartholomew. Finn knows what Reginald and Bartholomew are doing.
Did Reginald hear that, Bartholomew? Reginald thought Reginald heard a voice. Reginald wonders if someone is watching Reginald and Bartholomew.
Bartholomew heard it too, Reginald. Bartholomew thinks it sounds like a tiny ghost. Bartholomew is getting scared, Reginald.
Reginald and Bartholomew, startled by the tiny voice, peered nervously into the shadows, their eyes wide with fear. The air grew tense, filled with the rustling of leaves and the anxious breaths of the two clumsy men. They couldn't see Finn, hidden perfectly in the wall, making his voice seem to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Finn decided to amplify their fear, his voice a little louder this time, echoing spookily.
Finn sees Reginald and Bartholomew. Finn knows Reginald and Bartholomew are looking for something that isn't Reginald and Bartholomew's. Finn tells Reginald and Bartholomew to go away.
It's a ghost, Bartholomew. Reginald is sure of it. A tiny, angry ghost who knows Reginald's name.
Bartholomew told Reginald this was a bad idea. Bartholomew doesn't like ghost, Reginald. Bartholomew wants to go home.
Reginald and Bartholomew shrieked, their faces paling in the dim light. They stumbled over each other in their haste, dropping their shovels and, more importantly, a crumpled treasure map. With terrified cries, they scrambled away down the lane, disappearing into the darkness as fast as their clumsy legs could carry them, leaving behind a faint smell of fear and damp earth. Finn watched them go, a triumphant smile on his face.
That worked. Finn knew Finn could scare Reginald and Bartholomew away. Farmer Giles and Martha will be pleased Finn stopped Reginald and Bartholomew.
Finn waited until the sounds of their panicked footsteps faded completely. Then he carefully emerged from his hiding spot, feeling quite pleased with his clever trick. Finn, chuckling softly to himself, hopped down from his hiding place. He spotted the crumpled treasure map lying on the ground, shining faintly in the moonlight. It looked old and worn, covered in strange symbols and markings. He carefully picked it up, examining it with his keen, curious eyes. It was a silly map, clearly drawn by someone who was not very good at directions, but it was a real treasure map nonetheless. The air was cool and crisp around him.
Look at this, Farmer Giles. Finn found Reginald and Bartholomew's treasure map. Finn thinks Reginald and Bartholomew were very silly to leave it behind.
Farmer Giles can't believe Finn scared those two men away. Farmer Giles heard their frightened yelps from here, Finn. Farmer Giles is very proud of Finn.
Martha agrees, Finn. Martha thinks Finn is a very clever boy. Martha is glad Finn is always so resourceful. Martha hopes Reginald and Bartholomew learned their lesson.
With a quick glance at the map, Finn realized it pointed to a spot far away from their home. He decided it was best to leave the treasure for someone else to find, perhaps someone less clumsy. His own treasure was already at home, his loving parents and their cozy cottage. He crunkled the map and tucked it into a tiny pocket, a souvenir of his latest adventure. He looked up at the moon, its gentle light guiding his way.
Finn thinks Finn has had enough adventures for tonight. Finn wants to go home to Martha and Farmer Giles. Finn wants Finn's matchbox bed.
Martha thinks that is an excellent idea, Finn. Martha has Farmer Giles's arms ready for Finn.
Finn, with the skip in his step, found Farmer Giles and Martha waiting patiently nearby. He proudly showed them the silly treasure map, recounting his encounter with Reginald and Bartholomew with great animation. Farmer Giles and Martha listened, their faces a mixture of amusement and pride. The cool night air carried the scent of pine and damp earth, and the stars twinkled like tiny diamonds above them. Finn felt a sense of contented weariness.
Finn, Farmer Giles thinks Finn is the cleverest little boy in the whole world. Farmer Giles is so glad Finn stopped Reginald and Bartholomew from doing anything naughty.
Martha agrees with Farmer Giles. Martha is so thankful Finn is safe and sound, and that Finn is such a smart adventurer. Martha knew Finn could handle Reginald and Bartholomew.
Finn was very brave, Martha, and Finn was very quiet, Farmer Giles. Finn hopes Reginald and Bartholomew learn to be better people.
With a final chuckle, Finn climbed onto Farmer Giles's shoulder, ready to head home. The path back to their cottage felt warm and familiar, a comforting end to a day filled with extraordinary events. He nestled close to Farmer Giles's ear, feeling the steady rhythm of his father's footsteps. The thought of his cozy matchbox bed filled him with a quiet longing for rest. His eyelids felt heavy, but his heart was light.
Farmer Giles thinks Finn deserves a good night's sleep after all of Finn's adventures today. Farmer Giles will carry Finn all the way home.
Martha will have warm milk waiting for Finn, Farmer Giles. Martha knows Finn will love that.
The cozy cottage appeared in the distance, a warm glow spilling from its windows, beckoning Finn home. The scent of Martha's fresh baked bread, carried on the gentle night breeze, filled the air, a familiar and comforting aroma. Farmer Giles and Martha were overjoyed to have their little adventurer back, safe and sound, after a day of such grand escapades. They knew Finn was a special boy, full of life and daring spirit. Martha opened the cottage door, the warm light welcoming them inside.
Welcome home, Finn. Martha is so happy Finn is back where Finn belongs. Martha has been thinking of Finn all day. Finn is so happy to be home, Martha. Finn missed Martha and Farmer Giles so much. Finn loves Farmer Giles's and Martha's cozy cottage.
Farmer Giles thinks Finn has earned a good rest. Farmer Giles will make sure Finn's bed is extra comfortable tonight, Martha.
Inside, the cottage was warm and inviting. A soft fire crackled in the hearth, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Martha gently placed Finn in his matchbox bed, tucking him in with a tiny, soft blanket. The velvet lining felt wonderfully soft against Finn's tired body. He yawned, his eyes already beginning to droop, but he couldn't help but smile, thinking about his adventures. He was already dreaming of his next adventure, tucked away, safe and sound.
Sleep tight, my sweet Finn. Martha loves Finn more than words can say. Martha is so happy Finn is Martha's little boy. Finn loves Martha too. Good night, Martha. Good night, Farmer Giles.
Farmer Giles leaned down, giving Finn a gentle, fatherly kiss on his tiny forehead. The room was quiet now, save for the soft crackle of the fire and the gentle breathing of Finn. Farmer Giles and Martha watched him for a moment, their hearts full of love and pride for their brave, clever little son. The day's excitement was slowly fading, replaced by the peaceful calm of evening. The air was still warm and smelled of hearth smoke and Martha's baking.
Good night, Finn. Farmer Giles is so proud of Finn. Farmer Giles loves Finn very much, Martha.
Martha loves Finn and Farmer Giles too. Martha thinks Finn is the most adventurous little boy in the whole world, Farmer Giles. Martha is so lucky to have Finn.
They quietly left Finn's matchbox bed, moving softly around the room, preparing for their own rest. The moon cast a soft, silvery glow through the window, illuminating Finn's peaceful, sleeping face. Though Finn was small in stature, he filled their lives with the biggest joys and the most wonderful stories. Each adventure he had, from the horse's ear to the fish's belly,
only strengthened the bond of love in their little family. His tiny snores were the sweetest lullaby.
Farmer Giles knows Finn will have many more adventures, Martha. But Farmer Giles knows Finn will always find Finn's way back home to Farmer Giles and Martha.
Martha agrees, Farmer Giles. Finn is a special boy. Martha is so thankful for Finn.
Finn drifted off to sleep, tucked in his matchbox bed, safe and sound within the cozy cottage walls. His dreams were surely filled with the whirring of Willow's ears, the sweet taste of pudding, the dark adventure inside Gulper, and the silly fright of Reginald and Bartholomew. Each memory was a warm, comforting blanket, wrapping him in the knowledge of a day well lived and loved. The gentle sounds of the night, the distant hoot of an owl, and the soft rustle of leaves lulled him deeper into slumber. He knew he was the biggest joy in his parents' lives, and that was the greatest treasure of all.
Zzz. Finn dreams of new places to explore. Zzz.
And so our little hero Finn, also known as Tom Thumb, rested peacefully, ready for whatever tomorrow might bring. But for tonight, the world was quiet, and all was well. May your dreams be as adventurous and cozy as Finn's. Good night, little listeners, and sleep tight. Don't forget to subscribe to Go Readling Stories.